Good morning, Blue. Good morning, everyone. Let me turn my dinger off on my phone. Okay, let's get some peas in here. Good morning. Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. It is Thankful Tuesday. Good morning, Andrea. Cheers to everyone finding it and coming in. And yeah, it says crabby until I get my coffee. Some days are like that, you know. Good morning, Deirdre. Thank you for sharing. And thank you, Blue, for calling in our P's, Kathy and Jean and Annie and Julie. Let's get them all in here this morning. Check in and see how everybody's doing. All right, so Tuesday, Thankful Tuesday. And you know what? We have so much to be thankful for. I cannot even complain about one thing because there is so much else to be grateful for. So if I'm focused on the complaint department, then I'm not focused on gratitude, am I? Good morning, Kathy Hand. All right, let's go into our hearts. Breathing into the heart center and slowing everything down. Just allowing your body to be here, to be present with everyone, to see all these beautiful family members floating in, doing a check-in, sharing what's on your heart, sharing the joys and the burdens. Bring it all in here with you. And put a smile on your face. Put sunshine in your heart. Allow your heart and your brain to communicate. Doesn't that feel good? Warm and yummy, and bringing in our Brookie Brooke. Good morning, Brookie and Dylan and sweet baby Max. So yeah, let's call everybody in. And when you come in, just check in. What's going on? How are you? You got something happening today? It's a Tuesday. Tuesdays, I think, feel like a warm little toasted marshmallow. they're not Monday. Mondays can sometimes be kind of hectic, and we're not at the middle of the week yet, so it's just like this warm little day at the beginning of the week when we can springboard into the rest of the week. Our Auntie Jean is up. Yay! Good morning, Auntie Jean. I'm so happy you're here with us this morning. We were just talking last night about, can Jean get up and be with us in the mornings? Because I know it's hard. I know you're a couple of hours behind the East Coasters. So thank you, Jean, for being here. Cheers to you. Good morning, Pat Moss. Deirdre is grateful that the sun's out and I'm getting better with each passing day. Yay, 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 yay. I'm so happy to hear that. Good morning, Sally and Tony. Michiganders have arrived. Hello. And Blue's still calling in our P's. Let's call them all in here. Help us out. Just tag somebody, put their name in the comment, and give them the message to get their butts in here with the rest of the family so we can all gather together this morning. I tell you, it was a late night for me. I got so involved with working on the book and made a lot of progress with it last night. So I'm hoping that soon I'll be able to say, guess what, you guys, I'm all the way through it. And I know that's happening sooner rather than later. All right. So, the angels have been on this kick lately. Last night, the message was know better, do better. So they're all about us looking at what we're doing and figuring out what we can shed so that we can do better. We can think better. We can talk better. Good morning, Annie. And Kathy's got some gratitude that Colin's going to try another rehab. Yay. And Sally, we're grateful for the 70-degree day today because we are in the mid-30s tomorrow. Oh my goodness, what a yo-yo. All right, so know better, do better. Maya Angelou said, do the best you can until you know better. Then, when you know better, do better. That seems simple enough, doesn't it? It certainly makes sense to me. Unfortunately, though, we constantly hear of people doing the most outrageous things that no one thinking clearly would possibly consider doing. It's like the good old boy saying, "Hey, y'all, watch this." And you just know you probably need to hide your eyes. I grew up with some of those good old boys in the little one traffic light town where I was born and raised. Prom night ended in a wild ride through town, shooting bullets into road signs. Yeah, we did. Thank God that was all that got shot that night. Dear angels, we all do what could be labeled as, quote, stupid things in life, where we know deep inside it's not a good idea, but we did it anyway. Sometimes we even repeat the behavior, thinking we'll get a different result. Forrest Gump even said, "Stupid is as stupid does." What intrigues me more than this fact is that there are those who take great pleasure in observing the event taking place. Dear ones, when you listen to your inner knowingness and what you call intuition, you will be guided to do what is for your best and highest good. When you follow that path, whether you follow that path or not is entirely up to you. You may try to do the same action that didn't work for you in the past, but you will hear a gentle voice telling you to pause and reflect. By taking your time and not acting hastily, you become more adept at making the choices that will move you forward on your path. If you insist on doing it your way and trying over and again to make it work, you will only end up frustrated and perhaps miss the miracle that awaits you when you open your eyes. Use your awareness of what you can observe and ask for help when the way is not clear. Steer away from using words that have a derogatory or low vibrational energy. Encourage yourself and others to make wise choices. Stay on the course that will take you to your next level of understanding. Be the magnificent being that you were created to be. Dear angels, today I promise to stay focused and pause when needed to ask for guidance. Yeah, they're really giving us this message. This is like the third message in a row. And you guys, I don't just sit and say, what are we going to talk about tonight? It's all guided. So their guidance right now is to help us to see that, you know what? It's time to stop doing those things that are seemingly insane. If we step back and look at them, that's the dictionary of insanity, is to keep trying the same thing and thinking it's going to be different the next time, knowing what happened before. So when we know better, do better. Blue, because they do that in the kingdom and federal wildlife signs riddled with bullets. Yeah, we did. I'll fess up, I didn't know that's what we were going to do when we took off from the prom that night, but that's what we ended up doing. And it was just stupid teenage behavior. It was along for the ride. Good morning, Jen and Kathy. Like a guy that says, hold my beer when dared to do something stupid. Yeah, jumping off the rooftop into a pool. I've seen some of the most stupid things. And I was thinking last night, do y'all remember there was a show that was on, I don't even remember when it aired, but it was 1,000 Ways to Die. Do y'all remember that? And it was like these stupid things that people would do. And it didn't end up well for them. But yeah, sometimes if we would just pause, just hit that pause button and say, oh, let me look at this. Let me think twice about this, because it might not turn out the way I think it might turn out. So using those brain cells that we have them for a reason, right? Jean Lorio says, we read recently, become what you have learned. Yeah, exactly. The learning is there for a reason, for us to have the knowledge and the technology and know that, you know what, that might not be a wise decision to do some of the things we think about doing. And Brookie, so grateful for the sunshine this week. It's been gorgeous here. Yeah, it has been here too. It's been on the chilly side, but it's been gorgeous days. Just amazingly beautiful outside. So, all right. So anybody here can relate to that message of sometimes just thinking that we know best, and it's not going to turn out that way for me. It might have turned out that way for somebody else, but it'll work for me, right? Yeah, I've been there, done that. I'll raise my hand first, thinking that it's that the rules don't apply to me. When I do it, it's going to work right. No. Use our God-given knowledge that we have in our brain. Sally, I was one who jumped off a cliff twice. It was 90 feet down to the water. Never again. Oh, Sally, I can see you doing that. Auntie Jean says, I live in Texas and there are many good old boys here. There sure are. Yep. And Brookie, know better, do better resonates greatly. Wish I had known then what I know now. Yeah. But now we know. And so we can take a different path. We can say, oh, okay, let me try this road instead of going down that same road and ending up at the very same spot we were in. And I've done that. I've gone around in circles many, many times. I am directionally challenged. I own it. I get so turned around, even a mile from my own house. When I used to have a house, I would be, do I turn left or right here? So, and I can laugh at myself because of it. I'm totally okay with that, with somebody else laughing at me getting lost. Pat Moss had to pause today as they ordered the wrong part for my car. So a day unplanned at home instead of visiting family. Oh, sweet one. Let's hope they get that fixed sooner rather than later. And Kathy, Bob actually jumped off my brother's deck into his pool and flattened a giant flower floaty. I'm sorry. I can visualize that. I'm sure Bob wasn't real happy about landing on that. I know, right, Sally? I can picture it too. The things we do, right? All right, so what does Kuan Yin have to say about all this? Good morning, Dixie Cunningham. Thank you for joining us. Kuan Yin says, play to create. Do you dream of more happiness, well-being, love? That is a high-frequency dream. High-frequency dreams become reality when we align ourselves with a matching frequency. There is a way to raise frequency, to become more magnetic to opportunities, to the right people, the solutions, and helpful guidance, to bring your dreams to life. For now, let go of the struggle and embrace the way of play. Yeah, sometimes when we are caught up in the struggle of things, when it just seems to be so difficult and we just want it to end, right? We're just like, please stop this roller coaster. I want off. We don't take that time to pause and to step away from it That is one of the tips and tools that I teach people and that I taught in my class that's almost over already, is to step away and do something totally different. Just total do an about face and say, let me just work on this. And I've done this so many times in my own life. If something gets too difficult, it's like, all right, I'm going to leave you for now, and I'm going to go over here and bake a pie or work a puzzle or whatever to get my mind totally off of whatever that situation was. It's kind of like it does a reset to your brain when you just stop trying to figure something out and you're in the middle of just frustration and irritation with it. If you just walk away, just leave it like it is, walk away from it and say, okay, I'm just going to do something totally different. Don't do the same thing, but do something totally different from what you were doing. It's like the brain is saying, oh, I can breathe, because when we're all uptight and tense about what we're trying to do and figure out, our body tenses up. Everything becomes so frustrated and irritated. But if we just take a break from all of that, we can breathe again and the body relaxes. And then it's like, oh, that was what I needed to do. All of a sudden, it's just falls into place. It's like magic. So this is one of the magic tricks that we can do to help ourselves to not be so caught up in the frustration. All right, so Jean says, when we were traveling together, it was like the blind leading the blind. Neither one of us has a sense of direction, but we had the general to guide us. Yeah, thank God for that general helping us out with the GPS. And if the GPS goes out, guess what? Terry's like, let me just pull over and stop this car because I don't know how to get there from here. And there was one time, there's been several times that it didn't work, but there was one time I was in Indiana, had no clue where I was. I'd never been to that little town before. And I'd had lunch with a friend that I was meeting for the first time, a Facebook friend. And I came out to my car and didn't work. So I even called OnStar and they walked me through what to do and turn the car off and let it sit and turn it back on again. And still no GPS. So thank God for OnStar. There's a little backup plan B, because they will get you to where you need to go. It's just not the same as having the GPS talk to you. You have to follow their step by step. Kathy Han, my niece was not happy or impressed with her Uncle Bob. I bet she was not happy about that. Brookie, Max and I took a big walk downtown yesterday and had so much fun playing at the library. The children's section is outstanding with lots of fun activities and things to interact with. I let him pick out some books to read there, and then we left with the Sound of Freedom DVD from the other section. Wow, very inspiring. We need more heroes like that. Yeah, I agree. We need to get our program revved up. So that's on my list, but the angels have told me to prioritize. And right now, getting the book out into your hands is the priority. And I can't wait to get it done so that you all can have it and share it with others, because there's so much wisdom in there over the last year. I was, as I read through, I have to go page by page to do the editing. And some of those messages, I forgot how good they were, the things that the angels told us. So it'll be good to get that out and off of my to-do list too. And Jean says, like when you two kept going the wrong way out of my driveway, silly girls. Yeah, the first time I did it by myself, my first visit to Blue, and I turned left instead of right, and I ended up in another state. and that's what happens when you're in Vermont. It doesn't take much to end up in one of those adjacent states, because Vermont is like this. It's so teeny tiny. And Siri does know where Texas is. Let me tell you, I don't think I have ever laughed so hard when we asked Siri to take us to El Paso, which is where Jean, our Auntie Jean, lives, and Siri couldn't find El Paso. And we were so laughing so hard. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Jean. I guess I just can't get you home now because Siri doesn't know where El Paso is. Right? That should be, Siri doesn't know. Nope. Don't ask Siri to get you to Texas. Obviously, it's not on her map anymore. And Blue says, Southern Vermont is definitely like that. Yeah, you sneeze and you're in another state. So adventures. I just love it. All right, let's do a couple of messages. And then keep giving me gratitude. And if you have any prayer requests, go ahead and put those in. Oh my gosh, Kathy, yes. Well, we were headed that direction because somebody didn't give me the navigation tools I needed. And I ended up going off the interstate, and we were headed right into Mexico. And our sweet little Auntie Jean was freaking out. She says, I can't go to Mexico. They won't let me back out of there. But I didn't take us into Mexico. We were able to turn around. Page 68. Oh, we have so many stories, you guys. 68. Jean, I think we need another adventure. I think you need to get in the car with me and let's go traveling again. Hello, Mary. Good morning. Dear ones, love is an action word. As you love, you hold. As you love and hold space for another, your prayers transform into action. You call forth the ultimate solution for that person. Sometimes that's all it takes, right? It's just to be there, to just be there. And your love that's oozing out of you, your compassion, your empathy is going to change the vibration of that situation. So I love this message. And I think that I need to read that first one or the third one. Who walked through with dirty feet and left remnants of insecurity, blame, shame, guilt, anger, regret? Why is that allowed to remain there to clutter up your immaculate mind? You were made pure and perfect. Only you can allow anything other than love to take up space. Only you can clean the floor of your mind and restore it to a place where you can see your perfection in the reflection. This is one of my favorite of all the messages that they gave us for this tiny book. I absolutely love this passage. And it's just so beautiful because it's simple. And when we start doing the stinking thinking, that's all we have to do. Go back to this message and say, whose dirt is that? Whose stinking thought is that that's sitting there on the floor of my mind that I haven't swept away yet or vacuumed up? And let's get rid of it. Let's just totally get it out of my mind so that I don't keep tripping over it or keep going down that rabbit hole of things that could go wrong. I love this message. Page 68, you guys, if you have the tiny book, mark this message because that's one of the best ones in the whole book. All right. Auntie Jean wants page 51, number 4. Oh, thank you, Sally, for choosing that page because, yeah, we haven't read that one in a while, and that's one of the most beautiful ones out of the whole book. 51, message 4, says, Dear ones, there really is only one mind, and you are all just expressions of the divine love, showing your true selves while walking on earth. Sometimes it can be a difficult thought to wrap our brains around. Sometimes we want to see ourselves as unique and separate. And no, I'm not the same as you. Well, we're not the same person, right? We're not the same persona. I've had different experiences than you. I've lived a lot longer than many of you. And I've been through some experiences that none of you have been through. But still, we are just one mind. I'm just like a finger, and you may be another finger. You may be the foot. You may be a little toe. But we're all one mind, having all these different experiences, bringing our experiences together to talk about and to learn from. So, yeah, this is a great passage, Auntie Jean. Thank you for choosing this one. It's so beautiful to really realize that even though we are in a unique body, we're having unique experiences, but at the same time, we are one mind, one unit. We're part of the great oneness of all that is. And when we can pause and look at that, it helps make it through some of these challenges a little easier, doesn't it? It's just a little bit easier when we know that we're not alone. So, yeah, the messages were beautiful today. Thank you. Thank you to those who chose them. And there's our Deirdre with prayers for all humans, for Gaia and all who live on her back, for world peace, attention to human trafficking, and support for parents of addicted children. And there's lots and lots of prayer requests today, lots of people to lift up. I'm asking again for prayers for my sister Billy and for her husband Tim. I haven't checked in with her this morning, so I spoke with her yesterday and texted with her last night. And it's going to be a fight for Tim to get past this. So please keep Tim in your prayers. He is in the hospital in Kentucky, and Billy's staying there with him at the moment. So pray for her to be able to get some rest and to be there. I know she's stressing and worrying, so let's pray for her emotionally. I let her know that we're all praying for her, so she's very appreciative that we have her in our prayers and in our hearts. Sally, prayers for the weakened, the tired, for the lost and lonely, for those who are feeling an absence of love within themselves. Thank you for that, Sally. Okay, so if there are any others, please just type it in. Let's lift up our Hope Wellington Marshall that we pray for every day. Lift up our Deirdre for complete 100% healing. The same with Mama Hada Bear. Anyone who's going through a trial right now, Julie Kiss, we always lift her up for 100% healing, and it's getting closer and closer to time when I will be able to see face to face our Julie Kiss and give her a hug and be in her presence. So praying for safe travels as her and her family come down to Florida and get out of that cold weather up there in New York. Oh, thank you, Sally. Thank you for lifting up my family. All right, so who am I missing? There's others I know that are going through struggles right now. Sally, I know you've had You and Tony both have had some issues. Our Blue Jean, lifting her up for complete healing of her knee, her eyes, everything that's going on there, lifting up her husband Dave. So anybody going through physical trial, mental, spiritual, emotional, we hold you tight and let you know that we care and that you matter. So if we're not aware of what you're going through, or you want to just put yourself in that list, just type your name in and we'll put you right in there in that prayer circle. Our Catherine Kovacs, I know she's going through some issues right now, so let's lift her up high. And who else? Our Joanne, lifting up our sweet Joanne Castrillo and her family, and so grateful to Joanne for letting me camp out here for a while until we figure out what the doctor's going to do for my knee and how soon that's going to happen. All right, so let's go into our hearts. Just take a moment to take a pause, stepping away from all of the busyness of check-ins and stories, remembrances, and let's go into that place where we know who we are. We know that we are a divine spark walking around here on this earth plane. We know that what we do, what we say, it all matters. It all makes a difference in the wholeness of all that is. So let's focus in on that love that's in our heart. Focus in on those who might need that arm around them right now, or the hand to hold. And let's put all of those in the center of the circle. All the names of everyone we pray for every day. Just lifting up the energy, knowing that it makes a difference. Just feel into it for a moment. If there's somebody that comes to your mind that's in the family, and I just had Stacy come to mind, praying for emotional healing for her. Just be in that space where you can remember who you are. Remember your magnificence. And when you remember, you reach out. You can't contain it all in your human body. So it goes beyond who you are and encircles everyone who asks for help, everyone who asks to be lifted up. So right now in this moment, we're just having a love fest, loving on our fellow peas, our extended family from there, lifting up our world, asking for peace to fall on our planet, for every inhabitant on earth to know their worth, to know that they deserve peace. They deserve to have a world that works for all, a world where they don't have to worry if something bad's going to happen. They can have peace of mind. In those areas where there's struggle and conflict, let's see peace falling there. Let's pray for our planet and for its resources, for our Mama Gaia to bring things back into balance. Those areas that are so affected by floods and rain and drought, anything that's happening that's creating an energy that's other than love, let's lift that up today. Now taking a breath and come back here where the family is, and we're going to wrap our arms around each other, and we're going to just love. Gratitude and love. That's the healing part. That's what we do together. That lifts each other up and helps each other to see our magnificence, to see that we are beautiful as we walk on this earth plane. Let's see if there were any prayers that you all shared. Randy Orton, good morning to you. Pat Moss, prayers I get good treatment from my mechanic. Absolutely, darling. We're praying for that. Good morning, Lucy. Thank you for being with us. And Auntie Jean says several P's, both young and older, are having challenges right now. Prayers for all of us, knowing that our love for each other and trust and faith in the divine is holding us up, giving us strength, and we are not afraid. We hold hands and we love and we give to the world light. We do. And we give each other this beautiful lift every morning by saying, thank you. I love you. Thank you, Deirdre. We love you too, sweetheart. And Sally says, I saw this week's energy for a lot of people in my readings last week. There were a lot of people dealing with chaos in their lives. I see it in those around me too. Yeah, there's a lot of it going on, but I always say what we focus on expands. So get your focus, just like I was saying earlier, just step away for a moment. Step away, do something totally different. Maybe do something that's not your norm. You know, it might be something that you're not used to doing. Take it on as a task and see if your brain starts thinking in a different way, and you can look at something with a different perspective. Just that moment of stepping away from it is going to help so much. All right, so I'm looking for a Leo, who's going to sing to us. And I see you there, Leo. Good morning to you. All right, here we go. It's time to get up and get ready because today's thank you. I love you. Those are magic words. Thank you, Jen. Leo, we love you. Yep, you're right, Sally. We are spinning right now in that spin cycle. Oh, Pat Moss, wishing you the best of luck with your car, honey. I see you back on the road, so it's going to happen. Thank you, Sally and Tony. We love you both. Cup full of joy. Did you fill your cup up with joy this morning? Let's turn that crabby around. Thank you, Lucy. I'm glad you're dancing with us. Hello, Joanne. Call on that AAA, Pat Moss. Thank you. I love you. There really is no secret. It's simply accept, align, allow. AAA, y'all. Morning Cuppa full of joy every day. To start the day on the high vibe, we call the AAA.
Morning Cuppa full of joy with all the peace and the thought. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning Cuppa full of joy and flirty. Start the day on a high five, we call the AAA. Morning Cuppa full of joy with all the peace and the thought. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste.
All right, who's going to help Leo at the end of the song? Juju's here today. I know she's going to. Yay. Thank you, Deirdre. We're ready for you, Leo. Dr. G ready. Woo! Thank you, Leo, for that wonderful song that you wrote for us and sang for us. We so appreciate you every day. When we play that song, I just see your amazing face and your amazing energy. You're so beautiful, as are you all. So 1 o'clock today, I'll be back. World Peace Meditation at 1:11 p.m. Eastern Time. We take 7 minutes to focus on bringing more peace into our world. Join us here and we'll lift up the world together. Thank you all for being here this morning. Thank you for your love. You're so amazing and so beautiful. And if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're here every day throughout the week. It's at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And then on Sundays, it's at 2 o'clock in the afternoon for afternoon cuppa tea as we sit together, or afternoon cup of teas when we sit together. So stay in your heart and stay blessed. I will see you later. Namaste, y'all. Bye, everyone.